Quick question. How much DeFi TVL do you, like stablecoins, are sitting idle in DeFi today? It's tens of billions of dollars. And it's one of the biggest problems in the stablecoin economy today. Hi everyone, I am DMH, CEO at Fluid, and in the next 15 minutes I want to talk with you about something that becomes increasingly important as stablecoin economy grows. The liquidity layer for the stablecoin economy. In the past 100 years, TradFi was building silent liquidity infrastructure with wrapper markets, money markets, interbank funding, disconnected exchanges from each other, and many other pieces that many argue is inefficient and outdated. In the past 10 years, we've been rebuilding the money. Stablecoins became one of the biggest financial innovations over this period. Stablecoins allow everyone to hold digital dollars. Stablecoins allow for instant settlement. Stablecoins enable trading, payments, lendings, global capital flows. But while we have reinvented the money, we haven't reinvented the liquidity. I have two data points that you might find quite concerning. Since 2021, stablecoin supply grew from $100 billion to over $300 billion. It's quite impressive if you ask me, but what do you think have happened to DeFi TVL in the same period? In the past 5 years, it didn't change. It's on the same level as 2021. That means that almost no new capital entered DeFi. That's the reality. In DeFi, we are building a lot of amazing primitives, lending markets, DEX, bridges, and many others. But liquidity between all of these applications is fragmented. It's silent between each application, and it doesn't really work with each other effectively. Lending markets hold billions of dollars in collateral. DEXs hold billions in DEX pools, in liquidity pools. Bridges, perps, and other protocols also have billions of dollars locked. But they're not working together. We've been rebuilding almost the same infrastructure that we have in TradFi. So we lost these 5 years. And at the same time, stablecoin economy, stablecoin ecosystem is growing rapidly. Many companies like Klarna, PayPal, MetaMask, and even traditional institutions like Societe Generale, I hope my French is correct, have issued their own stablecoins. And many more planning to do the same. According to DeFi Llama, there are more than 330 stablecoins now with market cap of more than $300 billion. And all of these stablecoins, they issue the same challenge, liquidity. Launching a stablecoin is relatively easy, we can say, but bootstrapping liquidity for the stablecoins is a hard part. In the recent interview, CEO of Bridge told that they're seeing a huge number of companies around the world planning to launch on stablecoins. There can be soon thousands of stablecoins, all needing liquidity for payments, for trading, for foreign exchange. And this creates a massive challenge for the infrastructure. And this is the problem Fluid is designed to solve. We are building the liquidity layer for the stablecoin economy. On Fluid, every dollar can serve multiple purposes at the same time. $1 can serve the lending market. It can be used as a DEX liquidity, and there will be many more use cases in the future as we grow. So liquidity providers on Fluid, they don't have to choose between what protocols they're using and what yield they're getting from which protocols. They can choose, but they're able to earn lending fees, they can earn trading fees, and they can use their liquidity as collateral to borrow against it. Fluid allows stablecoin issuers to bootstrap the deepest liquidity in the most efficient way. We have the deepest DEX pools for all major stablecoins on Fluid, like USDT, USDC, Syrup USD from Maple, Athena SUSD, Aave, and many others. Fluid DEX does more volume for all stablecoins and correlated pairs than all other DEXs combined. We achieve that because we allow our liquidity providers to earn trading fees, lending fees to borrow against their liquidity. Let me give you one concrete example. Athena's staked USDT DEX pool has the deepest liquidity on Fluid, and Fluid DEX processes up to 93% of stablecoin volumes for this pool. For achieving the same result, traditionally protocols, asset issuers should have spent tens of millions in incentives across multiple protocols just to bootstrap initial usage. On Fluid, Athena was able to deploy a single liquidity pool which earns trading fees and lending fees and can be used as a collateral for borrowing. In fact, bootstrapping liquidity on Fluid is so efficient that we are planning to introduce a DEX liquidity as a service. Asset issuers, Fluid will be able to provide liquidity of any size for whitelisted stablecoins at the most cost-efficient way for our partners. Today, bootstrapping liquidity for asset issuers is quite a complicated task. So when an asset issuer is launching their stablecoin, they want to have liquidity. They have to seek for the capital. They have to plan for incentives campaign. They have to interact with DeFi protocols they might not know very well because they're coming from TradFi. They have to manage their positions. They have to hire external market makers who will do it for them. And this results in situations where asset issuers have to do all the due diligence. They have to source the capital. They have to, to get approval from the investment committee. They have to constantly monitor the risk. They have to manage the positions. It's for new companies that are coming to DeFi. This is it's a lot of costs, and it's a big operational overhead, which becomes a barrier. And on Fluid, these asset issuers will have no inventory risk, no counterparty risk, no smart contract risk, no LP risk, no position management, and we can deploy liquidity of any size for them. This will allow these asset issuers to bootstrap deep liquidity, and it will be much easier for them from now on. The stablecoin liquidity layer, which we're building, is a missing part in DeFi. Because, as I mentioned before, having separate, completely fragmented and siloed liquidity pools between different protocols will not scale. We see it with our own eyes, with the charts which I presented, that in 5 years, DeFi TVL isn't growing. The infrastructure that we have now is not sufficient enough for the asset issuers to come and to deploy capital in size. If you are building a stablecoin, if you're an asset issuer, but you haven't heard about Fluid yet, please reach out. We have a lot of things to discuss, a lot of topics to cover, and thank you very much. Thank you everyone very much for coming here and for checking my presentation. We have some time. If anyone has questions, I'm happy to answer. Yeah.
Hi, this is Vlad from MyPower Labs. We incorporate Fluid into our vaults. I saw there that you mentioned no smart contract risk. And I'm very interested to learn more about that. So can you please expand?
Yeah, sure. So if we're speaking about this DEX liquidity as a service, we do not take any capital from our partners. We will put our own capital. So the stablecoin issuer doesn't have to interact with us at all. We're just giving them the service of providing liquidity of any size in any configuration that he wants. And we don't have official fees yet, but we aim for something between 2 to 4% for stablecoin issuers. This is impossible anywhere, and we can deploy any size. Does that make sense? Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we have another, yeah.
I saw you wanted to build your own perp on the liquidity layer. How will you differentiate yourself from other competitors, apart from the fact that LP will be able to provide liquidity on perp and on spot asset? I heard that one of your moats, but apart that, how will you attract users?
Yeah, so the perps that we might be launching in the future on Fluid is still in the early stage of development. We have some ideas, some features that are not possible on other perps, which may attract users for the Fluid perps, but we're still quite early in this, and we still have to figure out many things about the perps market on Fluid. I think there are no more questions, but thank you everyone for coming. It's a pleasure, and Cannes is like the best place for the conference. I'm happy we're here again. Thank you everyone. Have a nice day.